Hello everyone, very good evening, and once again welcome back to another session for your interview preparation, and hope all are doing good and happy learning and keep practicing, right? So there are a few set of questions from last few days. We are working here with Python, where yesterday we started with loops. So loops are typically, they are used when you exactly know how many times a loop should run. So based on that factor, you are dividing loops into basically two types. One is your for loop. So for loop is used when you have an idea how many times that should iterate. So while loop is typically used when you don't know, you are just clueless. Suppose I say that you want to do a transaction in your, you want cash. You go to an ATM and you do the transaction. So the ATM machine is clueless, right? How many times you do the transaction? So when you want to write a code for that, you use the while loop, right? But when you enter your password, that is restricted only 3 times. And that way, you can, the restriction, that more than 3 times, if someone is using a card and typing a wrong password, definitely it should terminate and it should give you one pop-up message, right? It is out of the scope and all the things. So a while loop repeats as long as that condition is true. It means that how many times you enter your password, how many times you do the transaction. Suppose I say x is equal to a comparison operator of 5. That line will be executing as long as that x is equal to 5. It keeps on running. That's where when you want to break it, you use breaks. When you want to continue it, you use continue. So today we will continue with the same concept, right? How you can use loops, how you can use break statements, how you can use continue statements, what is the differences between them. Okay. So I would like to ask Bharat, what are the advantages, Bharat, of using a for loop in Python?
Well, see, while we start discussing on loops, we need to understand these are two kinds of loops. We have, like you said, we have for loops and we also have while loops, right? Also called as pre-loops and post loops, right? To be specific to for loops, it is a type of execution, or for loops execute a set of instructions. It is a repetitive task. It keeps repeating it uses until a condition is satisfied. Okay. And then you also have different things to involve, that is include in for loops is it is used to, when you have multiple lines of code, that is there, it is, you have multiple lines of code. One advantage of for loops is it makes the reader more legible, or it makes it more, basically the readability feature is there when you deal with for loops. Okay.
Okay, you mean to
And
say that, sorry to interrupt, you mean to say that it is easy to follow.
correct.
Right?
So whoever is going through that will be able to understand and follow the instructions, basically what is happening in the code. Okay. And it will allow for certain instructions that get executed at least one time. It makes sure that that particular instruction is being followed at least for once.
Okay.
So these are few things that we can include when you're dealing with loops, and especially with for loops.
Okay. It's like, we can say that these are properties, right?
Correct. The
Indications.
capabilities of
Yeah.
for loops.
Okay, great. So to add something to this, Ashutosh, I would like to know, is there a disadvantage for this? Like using for loop, you cannot do something, or any disadvantages?
Yeah, definitely, Dipti. Even before I come to the disadvantages, the advantages were very well explained by our friend Bharat over here. Now, coming to the question that you have asked, when we talk about the for loop, The for loop, we can say, is one of the most basic constructs that we are having in programming. Now, being said that though it is one of the most basic constructs in the programming, however, your for loop comes with its own sets of disadvantages. As in, suppose if you don't know, if you're not aware of the upper bound of your loop, so in that case, what you need to do is you need to keep a track of that particular loop by hand or break out of your loop early. So that is one advantage. Another advantage that I recall maybe, when we are dealing with the for loop, we cannot use the break statement to escape a nested loop. So these are a few set of disadvantages that I recall.
Okay. So we cannot use a break statement
Yeah,
when you want to escape from a nested loop.
exactly.
So when you have for in for, right? You have two for in for, you cannot use break. Okay,
Exactly.
great. Yeah. Okay. To continue with Bharat. Yeah. Bharat, can you write a program, okay, to display the product of the digits? If a user
Okay.
gives any number, okay, if I give any number, that product should be displayed as output.
Okay.
Product of the digits of the numbers should be displayed as output.
Yes. So we are doing this with loops, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
Yes, let me share my screen.
You can use collab view.
Yes, yes. Could you please confirm if you are able to see my screen?
Yes.
So I will be doing with while loops. Okay. So since we are dealing with a product of numbers, okay, I'll just say now it's equal to in function as well. Okay. I want the user to input the values. I'll just say enter the number. Okay, let's say it be a random number where the user is entering, and I'll also say the product. Okay, I'll say product, basically p and another variable p, and then I'll start a while loop and I'll say num is not equal to, again, operate. Okay, and then I'll hit enter. Let me also have another variable, and then I'll say r is equal to, since we have defined num, what I will do is I'll multiply that with, let's say, r equal to num modulus of, basically we are dividing it when your reminder is 10. Okay. And then that will make P is equal to, let's say, let me put P R into, okay. And then number. Okay, let me just say number float division. I'll use a float division operator. Okay. And then now I want to print the product of these. This is one statement. Okay, this is a simple while loop. Let's say, okay, I'll not just keep a product is, I'll just say product of digit is, and then P. Okay, let me execute this. Right. Okay, this is getting executed. Initiating.
I think it's not running once. You can run it.
Yes, yes, it is getting initiated.
So here we are restricting ourselves. The input is an integer number.
Mm-hmm. Let me.
And because we are using while loop, we have to initiate what should be the starting point, starting number. So P is
Okay.
equal
Now,
to, yeah.
Let me execute a number. Can you give me a number?
Anything of your choice.
Okay, let me execute. I'll just place, since we dealt with multiple numbers yesterday, I'll just play. And not to worry, this will take time.
It should give us 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. No?
The iteration, right? So this is what happens basically while the iterations. So just be patient. So Aditi, while you look at it, is the approach correct?
Yeah.
You can wait for the output and we will, I want you to look at the logic. I want you to look at the loop, and could you please let us know, as well as the viewers, if the approach is correct.
Okay, I'm just checking one point here. Your R equal to num modular, percentage symbol 10. Right. Underneath that, it should be like P equal to R star P.
Yes.
And underneath that, you should get your num because indentation. And finally,
Correct.
print would start under while, if at all
Okay.
I'm not wrong. Can you just change it? P should be underneath R. That's why it's not coming out of the loop. Oh, that print is correct.
Okay.
P equal to R star P.
Okay, let me change that.
Yeah, and
How
underneath
about now?
num. Yeah, num also.
Okay. All right, we can do that.
Yeah, copy the entire thing and just terminate that. It's not coming out of the.
Yes.
I feel that could be the reason it is not coming out of the loop, because
Yes.
it has to check.
It is iterating. It is in a loop.
It's not coming out of the loop.
Correct. See. So as you keep, changing the numbers, the product of this particular digit is 24. This is what you get as
Output.
iteration.
Yeah,
So for
earlier-
viewers,
Yeah.
I would like to, mention that for the ones who are not able to, do it, get the loops run. So what you have to work on is, for the indentation, also see if you are putting up the loops, right loops, that is for loops and while loops. You do not have to panic if you're getting some kind of alerts or, warnings. Okay, certainly these things will definitely take time, be it a web browser user interface or a standalone user interface. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Bharat.
I'll stop sharing.
Yeah. Yeah. Ashutosh.
Yeah, Dipti.
Same thing. Okay. You might do. I don't know. It's up to you. You can use a loop. Which loop is your choice? But I want you to write a program to find in a given list. Okay. You have to add all those numbers, like Bharat has done multiplication, right? So you have to add all the numbers given in a list.
Okay, fine. I will just do that. Allow me to share my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, is my collab visible, everyone? Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So basically, you want me to find the sum of all the values that are there in the list, right?
Yeah.
So first, let me define a list. Say I'm defining a list, say number is equal to, I'm giving some random numbers over here. 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, and 3, and 2. Then I'm defining a variable, my bad. Then I'm defining a variable sum is equal to say 0. And I'm giving the value 0 for it. Now what I'm doing is I'm using my for loop. I'm saying for val in numbers colon. I'm saying give me the sum, and sum should be equal to sum plus val. And then I'm saying print me the sum is comma sum. Okay, here I'm observing something. Sum is equal to sum plus 1. Okay, so here you are seeing, Dipti, that first what I did was I defined a variable. So there was some list of numbers in that. And then I defined a variable to store the sum. So I said sum is equal to 0. Then coming to this part, and this for loop that you see over here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to iterate the things over the list. So in this way, what you are observing over here is the sum of the numbers that were there in this particular list. So if you take the sum, you'll be getting 38.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, we have seen some of all the numbers using for loop, printing the product of the digits. What if at all I will ask you to print tables using for loop? Bharat.
Okay. For loops using tables. Yes, we can do that. Let me share my screen. Write it as
You can directly enter first some number.
sorry. Yes, Deepti?
You are not initializing what the user has to enter.
Yes.
You can copy it from the top line.
Yes. Okay. Or I can just check this one. Okay. We usually write the code, each and every letter, each and every special character. Since we have a time constraint, I've copied and pasted. We should not be doing that. It is not recommended. Let me execute this. Okay. Like that for writing, or I in range. Then I'll pass 1, 11 colon. Okay, and then I'm saying print num of, okay, okay, I. So we are looking at tables. All right. So these are certain things that you need to look at. Okay, this is a.
I'm
No.
not able to see whether it is I or 1, num into I think, right? Yeah, do you have by mistake
Right.
1? Oh, no, num.
No. Okay.
Num comma x.
This is
There, you can see one error, right? Num comma x.
Correct. This is num.
Here, this one, print.
Correct. This is num into I.
Yeah. Here, starting of the line also, print num comma, I think, right? If at all I'm not wrong. Yeah.
So here, what we are doing is, we'll next have to write specify a value for the users. Okay, I'll use set num is equal to for the users.
Bharat, it's
Input.
already written, no? You are writing again. I'm not writing.
Mm-hmm. No. I'm specifying a value.
Okay. We'll run and see. You comment that number
Yes.
last line. Yeah, and run it once. Let's see. Anything is missing, we can colon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I see that this is already there. What we can do is we can eliminate.
Just run it once. Let's see.
Yes. Let me run. Here I can run. I can pass a number. Let's say 10.
Okay. Yeah.
So since we have already passed this particular line, we don't have to again mention for the users to pass the value.
You can add one print after before for loop, right?
Correct.
The output is something like that. Okay. The same thing can also be done by while loop. Actually. And we can also do it, but okay, it's already time. We will continue the same using this for loop. We have got
Yes.
the table. The same thing you can also do it using while loop. So this is a question for all the viewers. I would like to
Yes.
see in the comment section answer for this, how you can print the tables using while loop.
Okay.
And
Yes,
the same
we
thing, yeah, Bharat.
go ahead. Deep.
No, yeah, please continue.
So we will ask the users, our viewers, to come up with the while loop, and also they are getting a good 12 hours, 24 hours to come up with the answer. So they can put that in the comment.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, there's more to go. Tomorrow we'll continue with the topic, and thank you all for joining in. Thank you so much. So I think this is getting like it's like very, very less time we are spending here, but yes, definitely every day ongoing process, ongoing things, new questions, new topics, right? So that it will be
Right. We are also addressing the comments from our viewers from all across social media. So also please put your comments, your questions, queries onto the comment box, and also share the responses with your friends and colleagues, family. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you all. Thank you, Ashutosh and Bharat.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you,
See you
everyone.
guys tomorrow. Thank you.